Hey, good evening. It's your boy Brendan, aka Bruzo. And as you can see, I'm just chilling in the Chicago Bulls locker room. I ain't got to worry about them boys because they been home. But as I sit on here and I reflect, you know, I can't help but feel, you know, some type of way. Um, we all saw what happened with the Lakers. And, um, I must say that even though I definitely didn't have them going to the finals for a number of reasons. And I'll get into that in a little bit. But I didn't expect a sweep. I really didn't. Didn't expect a sweep. I even thought that they would have pulled it out yesterday. I think they played yesterday. They lost, yeah. And we'd have at least go to a game five. But a sweep, I didn't have them. I didn't have them going down that bad. Um, there's a number of things to talk about that we could get into. The expectations, how far they reach being a playing team, the great debate that will always come up between LeBron and MJ. Well, you see where I am, so you know what statute is right outside, so you know where I'm going. But on a serious note, LeBron's legacy is stamped. He doesn't need to prove himself as one of the greats. He is one of the greats. That debate about who is the greatest, even according to Mike, will never be a fair one because it's all about different eras. There are guys who were very good in their time. Personally, though, everyone will have their opinion. So, for example, my opinion is that Mike is the greatest of all time, but that's simply because not only because of his accolades, but because of his flair for the game. He seems to be one who went beyond his skill and he mastered the game of basketball. And then having his abilities just was the icing on the top of, on the cake. LeBron is a bulldog. He's very strong, but he's not fluent in his movement. And that's fine because he's not the first player like that. Shaq utilized his strength. Karl Malone is a great example. So it's fine. It's fine. And we see where I think Cameroon was number three on the scoring list. So we see where that physique and that level of skill could have gotten you as far as the history books go. Nevertheless, we're going to talk about the Lakers. Probably already booked their ticket to Cancun, relaxing. Some probably reflecting, trying to figure out what's the next move. LeBron, your old boy LeBron is 20 years in, so he does have a decision to make. I don't think it's realistic with him and his son, because his son is now entering college, and that might be a whole at least one more year before he could be drafted. He could be drafted if he even is drafted. I think he has to show a lot of improvement that goes beyond regular basketball ability. You have to see if he's mentally ready for the game at that level. Nevertheless, the Lakers gone home. As I said, I didn't expect them to go to the finals. If they did, that in itself would have been historic considering the type of season that they had. But I mean, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, these guys are the real deal, and we can't ignore them. We have to give them their props. As I said, I wasn't surprised. Mike Malone was very upset about the fact that Lakers were still getting coverage, even though they were facing the number one team and the team that, in terms of stats, was the one really expected to make the finals. And guess what? They did. So I think that alone was a motivation because he spoke about it to the media, so he spoke about it in the locker room, right? And it's just amazing to see that team, especially the two superstars, that these guys really really stepped up and showed that what happened in the bubble wasn't a fluke. And now that they got a couple more pieces together, you see they were able to take that team to the promised land, the finals. The Lakers, on the other hand, they had a terrible so-so season up and down with Anthony Davis. He was even up and down in the playoffs. I think in the game that they lost, he had 21 points, which the point that Shaq and Charles Barkley were making on Inside the NBA, shout out to those guys, is that 21 points for a superstar is what is supposed to be considered a horrible game, a bad game, right? So if he was the games that he played terrible, that they lost, if he was averaging those type of points, then he probably wouldn't have been getting the kind of flack that he has gotten all season and all postseason. But games like 11 points, 13 points, those are usually left to the quote unquote scrubs of the game, or the ones that don't get that much playing time. And as a superstar, that was just unacceptable. In a closeout game, we saw what LeBron did. He went full straight ahead, scored 30 points in the first half, so he came out pretty early. He came out prepared. He was ready to do his thing. But unfortunately, Anthony, but I don't want to stress on Anthony too much because Reeves had a good game. His contract is definitely going to be edited a little bit, um, because he has proven that he is able to play at the highest level without faltering, and he wasn't expected to. So I'm thinking that now that the pressure is off, now that people knows his name, he could only go higher in terms of his skill and ability. The Denver Nuggets, congrats to them. First finals, I think, in 46 years. So, it's an exciting time for the city of Denver. They can't wait. They have a little rest because the finals begins on the 1st of June, and of course we still have Miami and Boston playing. They play tonight. Hopefully, Miami is trying to do the same thing that Denver did, get a sweep and get some rest. Um, but congrats to them. Nikola Jokic is a superstar. Jamal Murray, Michael Porter, these guys really did their thing and they got to where the goal was at the beginning of the season. It's just trying to complete that goal. With that said, I'm saying that the finals is going to be the Denver Nuggets versus the Miami Heat. As we all know, the statistics, no team has ever come back down 0-3. They're 0 for 149. So I don't think the Celtics are going to pull off any miracle. It's good to know that Jimmy Butler, a couple of my colleagues who believe in this guy, and it seems as though he is the real deal. He's leading the team, and it looks like they, at the number 8 seed, mind you, are going to get into the finals. That should be interesting. I don't know if Miami has enough, if Jimmy Butler is enough. I mean, granted, the tenacity of the entire team is what is getting them where they're getting them because in terms of stars, they don't really have that much. Jimmy and Bam, and Bam is up and down because of his position. He needs to get the ball in order to have a good game. Whereas there are multiple ball handlers on the Denver Nuggets team, and if they are on, it's going to be tough. That's not to say that Miami can't win. Tenacity does have a lot to do with winning, because it's contagious. When people are willing to throw their bodies on the line and take charges and dive in the crowds for loose balls, these things make a very big difference, trust me. So I believe that when Miami plays Denver, they're gonna have to bring that every game in order to stand a chance. Because if they leave it just up to skill, I think personally that they're outmatched. All right, so it's gonna be a great series. June 1st, the NBA Finals begin. Tonight though is we're gonna see if Miami can take care of business or if Boston is gonna be able to pull out at least one more or one game to stop the sweep. And we'll see. Look forward. Tatum, Jalen, Brogdon. These are the guys. Not Marcus Smart so much, but we know he's capable. But these are the guys The first group of guys that I called, these are the guys that who I expected to have a really ridiculous game tonight, Tuesday, to help the Celtics avoid a sweep. Because the Miami Heat are going to play like the Miami Heat does, but they can't have the same performances from their superstars as they did in Game 3. That was terrible. Um, I know the coach, he took a lot of the blame, and he probably is right to take it because I think he didn't utilize his team properly. They rely too much on jump shots, on threes for that matter, and we saw what happened with that. That just didn't work out. So that game plan has to change. They have to utilize their size better. They have to use Jason Tatum, I think, in the post a lot more, and the thing should be a lot better than what happened in Game 3. All right, with that said, I can't wait to see you guys after tonight. I'm going to give you all an update once Miami is able to sweep. We're going to talk about the two teams in the finals prior to June 1st, talk about who we expect to have great games. And it's going to be exciting. As usual, the NBA Finals is upon us. Let's just finish the Eastern Conference Finals and we're going to get to it. So, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. Like, comment, and subscribe. Do not forget. Put your comments in the comment section. Let me know what are your thoughts on the NBA and who you think is going to come out on top. Great discussion as usual, guys. Take care. Your boy Brendan, aka Bruzo. The NBA is on. Stay tuned.